Pesce, obviously, it's been really up and down for this group lately. I'm just wondering, sort of, how are you guys feeling as a group right now with where you're at and what you need to accomplish in this final stretch here?
Feel good. I think there's points in games that we could have managed better, and you know, came away with a win. But if you really look at the past 7, 8 games, I think we've been in every game, win or lose, and I like our structure of our team right now. We're all kind of playing together, and yeah, we know what's at stake and how important these games are.
Would you consider the end of that Calgary game kind of just an anomaly? Like it just happened, right? You're saying like you like the structure, you like how you guys are playing. Do you sort of just wash that one completely? Like how do you sort of handle that in the same context of what you're saying?
Yeah, you learn from it. We watched a bunch of video on it. There were certain things we stopped doing, which led to a lot of D zone time for us, and that's never good. So learn from it, wash it, and fresh one today.
And then you're talking about a fresh one today. This is another team that's sort of fighting for similar things, right? And that's sort of what's coming at you here for the last 12 games or so. How important is that for a group?
Yeah, huge. This is every game's a playoff hockey game, and honestly, if it makes, for me at least, it makes games fun, right? It's there's something at stake. There's nothing like playoff hockey for guys who have been lucky enough to experience it. So, it's a good feeling. We're in the driver's seat and we control our own destiny, and we know what's at stake and how we need to play.
With how many injuries there have been, both back end and up front, a lot of guys are taking on bigger roles. What have you liked from what Luke has done, and maybe how have you seen him grow probably from that long 12-day trip until now, really, where he's really had to...
Stepped up huge, playing big minutes, shutting down team's best lines, a lot of D-zone draws where he's taking care of business there first and foremost, and then obviously running the first power play with Dougie Audi. I think he's came in and done an exceptional job, so not surprised by any means, and I'm happy for him. He's really seems like he's in a rhythm right now.
Not to talk too much about the last 2 third periods, but obviously been under duress defensively. But you, as a veteran, have played in all of these different kinds of situations. So for guys like Shimon Nemetz, Dennis Cholowski, and even Kovacevic, who is playing a lot bigger minutes in his position, how do you kind of take a leadership role in that position and bring those guys along with only 12 games left of the year?
Yeah, just try to remind them it's just hockey at the end of the day. It's fun. You do it because you enjoy it, and I just think that not every team has the opportunity and the privilege to be in the position we're in right now, and I think that you have to embrace that and just enjoy the process.
Back up again, another opportunity here. Just sort of take me through what the last couple of weeks have been like for you down in Utica and what you've been able to do.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I've been playing well. The team's been playing well down there, especially since, honestly, Christmas break. And all the stats and numbers are just offensively, defensively, it's all been a lot better. So the game feels really good, and I'm excited to be up here.
I was going to say, how much does that help, what you're experiencing down there now, when you come up here, right?
Yeah, it definitely helps. I mean, I play all roles down there, so you're getting a lot of ice time, and you're handling different situations, so it's good and it helps. And I try and watch these guys as much as I can to just stay ready whenever I do get called up. But I do feel ready. Yeah.
When you are watching, I mean, I didn't know obviously you did that. What are you looking for when you're like watching them play?
A lot of times just try and focus on like what left wingers are doing coming into the D zone, forecheck system wise, just looking at that stuff, and then you got to watch guys like Brader, and you know how good of a player he is. So you try and just take little bits of everyone's game.
And then you said that you're playing in all situations down in Utica. For you, where has been your biggest strength of improvement?
I would say just continuing to use my size down low. I felt like it's the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, it's gotten a lot more effective in my game, holding on to pucks longer, that sort of thing. So I feel like I've taken that to the next step, and I'll carry it over to here.
Thanks, Nolan. Appreciate it. Sheldon, let's just start with, you got some guys out there. Pally was able to come on at the end. How is he doing? And it looks like Laser's going to be able to go.
Yeah, Laser's good to go. They got a good handle on that. Obviously, Pally being out there is a good sign, but he's not available here tonight. He's going to need a little more time.
Looks like you're making some change on defense with Nemo coming out. You talked very briefly post-game, maybe the stress that really only being able to play 5 defensemen put on you guys a bit. Is that sort of, you're just hoping to get a little more?
Well, that's part of it. I mean, we think Cholowski's experience, it's both in the league and just, as a pro, can help us. He's played pretty good in the games that we've played, that he's played for us. So, we just feel like we need to get a little bit more out of that. And at the same time, it's a good chance for us to just give Nemo a break. Not that he's played a lot, but just the demand of the league and everything going every other day. Can take a little breath and give him a little bit of development time, and he'll get himself back in. But for today, we felt like Cholowski getting in and getting some reps is important.
I know you really keep your tabs as well on Utica. What have you seen and heard maybe from Ryan Parent as well about what Nolan has done with his game right now?
Well, he's just been consistent. I think his name's come up a lot. Obviously, before the trade deadline, you've got roster restrictions and things like that, and salary cap that you're managing your roster with. So, it's been harder to get him here, but his name has come up a lot. That he's been good and consistent, and I know the organization has felt that they want to get him an opportunity even from the last summer all the way through. So now with Pally being out, it's another reason to add another guy, though we got a lot of bodies here. And give him an opportunity. That's really it. And just, he's got to find a way to make an impact on the game and start to show that he belongs here and sort of separate himself from the pack. But it's nice to have him here, and hopefully he can inject a little bit of extra life in the group.
Sheldon, now that you've had an opportunity to look over the video of the Calgary game, what disappointed you about the third period? What needs to change in that mentality, that mindset to finish a game?
Well, it's got to be our confidence, right? And that's really all it is. It's a confidence thing. As I was saying the other day, it's we went into that game, the other day. We went into that third period undefeated in regulation and hadn't lost the game all season long, third period. So we've been a good team in that area, but it's 2 games in a row here now that we've shown to be a little fragile in that spot, which to me shows reaction to what's at stake in the season and just our lineup. We're missing people. So that to me is sort of shaking our confidence a little bit is all I could go to, because it hasn't been an issue for us, and it's not the messaging for us. I mean, going into the third period in Columbus, the message is to have a 0-0 type of mindset. Like, we got to go out and keep playing and do all the things that we did to put ourselves in the position to have the lead going into the third. And the message going in the other day against Calgary is, let's get it right. Well, we didn't get right in Columbus, and in both cases you go out and while the flow of the period is a little bit different, just the nature of it, just showing us that we're not a confident and comfortable group in that situation is disappointing. So I guess, get back to it. That's what it was about yesterday. We weren't going to practice yesterday anyway. That was a practice that was canceled earlier in the week once we saw how our list of injuries was starting to grow. Not just the guys who've missed time, but some who are playing and needed the extra rest. But it was important to bring the guys in, have a meeting, and kind of rinse that one and get on with it.
Kind of going off of that, you talk about maybe lacking the confidence in those types of situations, but you have guys like Pesce, Dumoulin, and Dylan who have played in all of these different kinds of situations. How much do you rely on them on the back end to kind of pull along guys like Cholowski and Nemo and those types of guys?
Yeah, I mean, a ton. You certainly need to, for sure. And those are guys, we do have some experience that was brought in this year that is there to help us through these type of situations. And I think certainly have, which is why, you go into that. I think we're 30-0-2, before the other day. I think a lot of it is because of that type of veteran experience. But, when everybody gets just a little bit hesitant, it kind of breaks down and leads to teams just coming over top of you, especially when you combine it with the team on the other side of it. As we get down into the final stretch of the season here, they've got more urgency. They've got more of a push. So it's different, and it's harder this time of year. So that's where we haven't been good enough. But we will continue to lean on those guys. I do think we need to kind of, cut their minutes down a little bit, and so they have a little more in the tank for us in those third periods. when things get more difficult and more challenging, and we want to continue to push. And I would say the same about our forward group as well. Leaning on our top guys a lot, but it's sort of where we're at as a team. Too. We got to squeeze everything that we can.
Going back to that lack of confidence, where does it show on the ice in those third periods? In other words, were guys not absorbing a hit, and so the pass is too soon? Are guys flooding fleeing the zone?
Yeah, I'd say it's both. Like I said, the game flow from the two games was a little different. For me in the Columbus game, it's a lot of breakout turnovers. It's a lot of panicking with the puck, throwing it away, not making plays with it. So we kind of cleaned that up. We talked a bunch about that. Let's just relax, fight the panic, and make some plays. I thought we did a better job of that, frankly, against Calgary. I thought our forecheck was disconnected, though. I thought we had pieces that were a little hesitant, and not tight with our gap control from our defense, and some of that was at the forward, not supporting with forward back pressure. So all those kind of things. And I've said it before, in this league, if you're off by 6 inches or a foot, it makes a world of difference. When the opposition gets that much more comfortable, that much more confident in making plays. So that's really all it takes. But, I've answered too many questions about this already because we want to rinse it and move by it. We had a good skate this morning, lots of good energy, and hope that we're in a position again, to get it right.